Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5 best gaming CPUs. Starting at number 5. Intel Core i5-11600K. Gaming in Quad HD in high refresh rates or 4K 60 on PC doesn't need to be crazily expensive, and you can sure save a few bucks by opting for a just as capable 11th Gen i5 as opposed to an i7. Or an i9 monster, for that matter. The higher clock speed on the i5-11600K means it can hold its own effectively against Ryzen alternatives, and some of the 11th generation i7 on CPUs from a purely gaming perspective as well. That's to say nothing of the overclocking potential afforded by said higher clock speed, with the potential of being able to be dialed up all the way to 4.90 GHz. If you're after a faster-than-light setup for gaming at a competitive price, there isn't much better from Rocket Lake's revisions for the money. Coming at number 4. AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. With its staggering 12-core architecture, it's no surprise that this Ryzen processor is an absolute beast for just about any task put in front of it, especially high-end gaming in 4K at exceedingly high frame rates. With that said, if you're only interested in a processor from a raw gaming perspective, then the 5900X is absolute overkill. Indeed, how this chipset handles everything else, such as video rendering/encoding in high resolutions, tips it over the edge. If you're in the creative field and need a real workhorse that can effortlessly game as well, there's no doubt that this is the one to get. In terms of speed, it's the best CPU for gaming. At number 3. Intel Core i9-12900K. The Intel Core i9-12900K finally delivers on the chipset's flagship status, with some of the fastest single-core performance on the market, even beating that of AMD's Ryzen 9 5950X in many instances. For those in the know, that's the fastest AM4 Ryzen chipset you can currently buy, and a CPU that will cost you significantly more than the i9-12900K's still hefty $589. What that means in practical terms is that the Intel Core i9-12900K is not only one of the best CPUs for gaming but also one of the fastest chipsets currently available. The one downside at the time of writing, however, is that you'll need a DDR5 compliant motherboard like the Z690 for native PCIe 5.0 and DDR5 support. If you've got the money for it, though, you're going to witness blisteringly fast speeds that chew through even the most processor-intensive programs and latest games alike. Number 2 of my list. AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. The AMD Ryzen 5600X may not blow anyone away with its sheer power, but as far as AM4 current generation chipsets from the company go, it's very hard to beat at its current price point. What's more, the 5600X is frequently on sale, down from its already competitive $260 MSRP. The AMD Ryzen 5600X is a solid all-around performer with both its single-core and multi-core capabilities in-game, too. That's due in part to the CPU's higher-than-average clock speed combined with its quiet yet cool operation over extended periods of time. If you're after a processor to keep your rig ticking over at its best, then the 5600X continues to impress across the board. If you have some preference or brand loyalty towards AMD, then this is the best option from them. And number 1. Intel Core i5-12600K. The recently released 12th generation Intel i5 Alder Lake processor does what people were expecting from Rocket Lake earlier this year, and actually dethrones AMD Ryzen 5000 series for a competitive price-to-performance ratio that's hard to argue against. Comparing the Intel Core i5-12600K on the less than well-received Intel Core i9-11900K, and the 12600K actually outperforms it for a fraction of the cost. Indeed, its documented performance means it more than deserves a high spot in our roundup, but misses out on that top slot for one simple reason. It doesn't run every game, yet. It comes down to DRM issues that certain newer games such as Assassin's Creed, Valhalla and Immortals Phoenix Rising that means that some titles won't boot at all and others could face compatibility issues on Windows 10. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.